Time for Stream Dreaming.
Welcome back to Stream Dreaming, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Today I want to talk about the Andersen Weight Distributing Hitch. I've had mine for about 6 months, hence the 6-month review, or the 10,000 mile review. It's actually 12,000 miles. Who's counting? 12,000 miles in 6 months. That's a lot of miles, a lot of trips, some short trips, long trips, medium trips, a lot of disconnecting and connecting trips. And through it all, the Andersen Weight Distributing Hitch has exceeded my expectations in every regard. Let's start with some notes on installation. Andersen Hitch-Is has a great installation video. I'll put a link in the description below, so there's no need to do a thorough step-by-step install here. But I do want to address the elephant in the room, specific to the Basecamp. Yes, the propane house. It sits right where you need to install the brackets. The good news is there's just enough room for the brackets to clear both the metal brace that stiffens the A-frame and the black plastic propane house. You don't need to cut anything, but you do need to remove the plastic structure to install the brackets. It's not a big deal. It's 4 bolts, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Easy peasy. Remove the propane house, install the brackets, bolt the propane house back into position, and shazam. The hardest part is done. The rest is all set up. It's easy.
All right, let me show you what this looks like. You take the lid out. You do this every time you fill your propane tanks. Take the propane tanks out. Again, you do this every time you have to fill them up. So none of this is new. But you may not have looked at the bottom side of your tank. There's not really a bottom in there. There's just a border around the edge. And that first bolt you have to take out is in the top center of our screen there. Then you can see where I installed the brackets for the Andersen hitch right there. And then this last bolt is right there by my forearm, just to the right of it.
Now, once you have it set up according to Andersen's instructions, which are wonderfully detailed and unbelievably easy, all you have to do is count the exposed threads sticking through the nut. Write that number down, take a photo, however you choose to remember it, and you'll never have to go through the step-by-step process again. Just tighten the nut until the right number of threads are exposed, and bam, you're on the road again. Now let me show you how big a difference the Andersen Weight Distributing Hitch actually makes in the way your tow vehicle sits.
All right, so here the trailer is hooked up with no weight distributing hitch, and we're about 18.5 inches to the bottom lip of the tongue. And now we're going to install the Andersen Weight Distributing Hitch and see what impact that has. And it's super simple. Insert this pin into the triangular plate, lock it in place with another pin, and then straighten out the chain, slip it through the receiver. Now there's a big eye bolt on the end of that chain that will go into that receiver, and then it's red bushing, silver washer, and the nut. I'll show you on this side. Okay, see how those links are straight? Every other one is horizontal. That's what you want to see. Just insert that eye bolt into the receiver. Red bushing. Those red bushings are important because they compress when you go through a dip. Anytime the tow vehicle is pointed up and the trailer is pointed down, it puts a lot of stress on both frames. You want to avoid that. Now I'm going to tighten this up. I need 7 threads exposed. That's my case. Yours may vary. Don't just go by my 7. You've got to go through the setup process on your own. I don't have quite enough threads exposed. Tighten it a little more. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're good. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. Now watch what happens here, because the tongue of the trailer is going to lift as if by magic. But it's not magic, it's physics. We're creating a triangle here, and we're shortening the base. And as we shorten the base, the peak is lifted. And that is what's transferring weight from the rear tires to the front tires, evening out the load and making everything handle better. Now we'll come over and measure it. And we are back to a little over 20.5 inches. So we've gone up not quite 2 inches. More importantly, though, the Basecamp is riding at its optimal ride height of 21.5 inches. Now, here's backing up. Notice how that triangular plate just pivots with a trailer. There's no stress here, except on my part, me being stressed that I'm going to jackknife my trailer and forever alter the appearance of both the trailer and tow vehicle. Now this is really cool. Look at that. It goes right into this storage compartment atop the propane house. And by the way, all that other red stuff in there, that's all from Andersen. It is the Easy Block bag. You get the leveling wedge plus 2 wheel chocks plus 4 stabilizer pad bases plus a stomp pad to put in front of your stairs to kick dirt off your shoes before you get in the trailer. It's a great leveling system, but more importantly, it all fits right there. It is so nice and so convenient. I love that setup.
All right, time to sum it all up. Every product I review is judged on 3 criteria. 1, does it do what it says it's going to do? 2, does it do so effortlessly or efficiently or elegantly? 3, will it last? And will it look good doing what it's supposed to do throughout its life? If I can answer all 3 of those questions affirmative, it's a home run. And I have to say the Andersen Weight Distributing Hitch is an absolute home run. It's easy to use. It's an elegant solution. It is practical, efficient, even elegant. I mean, it's a beautiful design, and it's so compact and so easy to store, so easy to use that I use it without reservation. I love that part about it. And I love that it makes my drive a lot more pleasant. Without it, if I get a little bit of a wind or a semi passes me or I pass a semi, there's some of this action. And with it, that action is reduced, if not eliminated completely. There's also less sway. There's less of the car being pushed by the trailer or pushed around by the trailer, bullied, if you will, by the trailer. They two tend to work in tandem, and it makes driving a lot more pleasant. So absolutely, I think the Andersen Weight Distributing Hitch is a home run. I also think you should check out the Andersen Hitch-Is Easy Bag. That's all the red stuff that you saw in my propane house. The thing that you need to level your base camp, pads for your stabilizers, plus that 8-inch block that you can use when you or put under your jack to raise and lower the trailer off of your tow vehicle. Because face it, a Basecamp 20X is pretty high off the ground. So having that 8-inch block is a huge plus, especially if you haven't upgraded to an electric jack and you're still cranking by hand. That 8-inch block will save your bacon or your back, or maybe help keep you a little less wet in the next rainstorm when you have to hook or unhook your base camp. All right, thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Tell somebody else about it. Share it with somebody. Subscribe. Do all 3. I love having you around. Until next time, make it an adventure.